be honest, I really don't want to engage the rich. I think part of the problem has been that we are in awe of the rich. In a funny way, we're kind of, as a society, I don't mean as individuals here, as a society, we're jealous, we're envious, we think that's the state to achieve. I would much rather engage with people who have different values and whose well-being comes from something other than money. And so for me that's the really important thing to do, and to strengthen those links and those bonds as a basis for ultimately, I suppose, confronting the rich. The second thing I want to say is that you can't have a campaign at all unless you first of all have understanding. So the thing that I would want you to go away and do today is to stop focusing on the micro-economy, if you like, on that thing which you can see right here, the thing that's closest to you, that's your direct experience, and start thinking about the macro-economy and thinking about the bigger picture and educating yourself and educating others. I mean, it's Jubilee 2000. You know, you couldn't campaign on Jubilee 2000 if you were worried about your own budget. It was a wonderful thing. People had to learn about government budgets and sovereign debt and the international financial system. And they began to focus on the big picture, on the global picture. And they began to tackle the global picture. And they brought about, in my view, tremendous change by doing that. So, you know, I know that everyone in this room is capable of doing that. We get taught that actually only men in pinstripe suits understand this stuff, or economists or whatever. And we have to get rid of that mindset. We have to realize that we have more common sense and more understanding than most politicians and most economists. We've got to take confidence from that, educate ourselves and educate others. And only when you have understanding can you campaign. I mean, people didn't campaign on Jubilee 2000 until they got it. And once they got it, you couldn't stop them. It was extraordinary. I remember the British Treasury coming to me and saying, what is going on here? They had to employ extra people to deal with correspondence on the Jubilee 2000 issue, because they'd had debt, sovereign debt in a tiny corner of the Treasury. And one man said to me, you know, I get letters from women, which for him was extraordinary in the first place, on pink paper, with little bunches of roses in the corner, saying, dear sir, I understand that the calculations that you've made for Uganda's outstanding debt doesn't take into consideration the following. And then, where did this come from? How on earth does Mrs. Joe Bloggs from disgusted from wherever, understand the workings of international sovereign debt negotiations? So I said, look, you've just, what we've got wrong is that Mrs. Bloggs didn't have the wit to get it. Of course she's got the wit to get it, but nobody had explained it, nobody had talked to her about it, nobody engaged her in the discussion. So for me, the first thing is understanding. We've been, in my sense, as a society, we've been lured, we've been propaganda thrown at us. What really matters is that we must own stuff. The more stuff we've got, the more valuable we are. We've got to start chucking those values out the window and understanding what's happened to our economy and start acting on that. And believe we're all capable of it. We just have to believe we're capable of it and go out and do it and start reading the papers and understanding. When you understand, then you can act. If you don't understand, it's hard